Hello friends. Transporting horses to Chinese farms, particularly for meat production or breeding purposes, involves a highly regulated and efficient logistical process in the farming documentaries. Horses are commonly transported via specially designed trucks or planes, depending on the distance and urgency. Air transport typically involves cargo planes fitted with individual stalls, allowing up to 30 horses to travel in a single flight under controlled temperature and pressure conditions. According to studies, horses can also be transported by truck for shorter distances, with vehicles capable of carrying 6 to 12 horses, ensuring adequate ventilation and space. Official reports highlight that China imported over 10,000 live horses in 2022, primarily from Australia, Europe, and the Americas. Emphasizing the demand for high-quality breeds and the careful planning involved in their transport to maintain health and minimize stress. China is home to some of the largest scale horse farms in the world, with the Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region leading as the area with the most horses, hosting over 2.5 million animals, according to recent agricultural surveys. These expansive farms, often spanning hundreds of acres, are designed to accommodate the natural behaviors and physical characteristics of horses, including their need for ample grazing space, exercise areas, and herd interaction. Modern farms adhere to global equine care standards, such as those outlined by the World Organization for Animal Health (OIE), ensuring facilities are equipped with proper ventilation, clean water sources, and soft bedding to reduce stress and injury. With a focus on both functionality and animal welfare, these farms are well suited for breeding, meat production, and leather processing, making them a key feature in any farming documentary exploring China's billion-dollar horse industry. Chinese and Mongolian horse farms allocate extensive tracts of land for grazing, often ranging from 100 to 500 hectares per farm, depending on the scale and purpose of the operation. In Inner Mongolia, China's largest horse breeding area, vast grasslands like the Zilingol steppe support over 2.5 million horses with nutrient-rich forage, essential for meat production and breeding programs. Similarly, in Mongolia, where horses outnumber the human population, grazing land spans millions of hectares, with horses grazing freely across open pastures, covering up to 25 kilometers daily. These regions prioritize rotational grazing systems to maintain soil fertility and forage quality, adhering to ecological and welfare standards. These vast, well-managed grazing systems are key features of any farming documentary, showcasing the scale and sophistication of equine agriculture in these horse-rich regions. In China, the horse processing process is meticulously managed to ensure both efficiency and quality, with horses typically reaching processing weight and maturity in 18 to 24 months, depending on the breed and feeding regimen. Farmers collaborate closely with processing facilities to adhere to strict hygiene and safety standards, ensuring meat quality aligns with domestic and international regulations. The process involves stunning, humane processing and skilled portioning into cuts that meet market demands, with byproducts like leather carefully preserved for additional value. Farmers often share insights in farming documentaries, highlighting techniques such as optimized feeding schedules and stress reduction practices to enhance meat tenderness. Research published by the Chinese Academy of Agricultural Sciences underscores the importance of maintaining low-stress conditions during transport and processing, which improves meat quality and safety, making this a vital topic in discussions about the horse farming industry. What makes horse meat unique compared to other meats, such as beef or lamb? Globally, horse meat stands out for its lean protein content, high levels of iron and omega-3 fatty acids, and low fat compared to beef or lamb, making it a nutritious option for health-conscious consumers. China leads the world in production, contributing over 1.6 million tons annually, while Japan imports around 3,000 tons yearly for dishes like bazashi raw horse meat. In Europe, France consumes approximately 15,000 tons of horse meat per year, maintaining its reputation as a delicacy. And Argentina exports over $25 million worth of horse meat annually due to its high-quality pastures. Economically, the global horse meat market is valued at over $2 billion, with steady growth driven by cultural preferences and export demand, particularly in Asia and Europe. This combination of nutritional benefits and economic significance fuels the horse meat industry's growing global appeal. In Mongolia, horse farming plays a vital role beyond meat production. Deeply intertwined with cultural traditions, transportation, and economic activities. Horses are central to nomadic life, with over 4.2 million horses recorded in 2022, nearly matching the country's human population. These animals are essential for herding livestock, traveling across vast steppes, and participating in traditional events like the Naadam Festival, where horse racing is a key highlight. Horse milk is a significant product, used to make Arag fermented mare's milk, a national beverage and an important source of income for herders. According to Mongolia's Ministry of Food, Agriculture and Light Industry, equine exports, including live horses and horse-derived products, contribute millions to the economy annually, showcasing the multifaceted importance of horse farming in the region.
Deer reproduction is essential to the sustainability and growth of deer farming operations in the United States. Successful breeding ensures a steady supply of animals for venison production, hunting, and other agricultural purposes. Deer have a peak breeding season from November to January. After mating, the female, whose gestation period is approximately 200 days, usually gives birth to 1 or 2 fawns in late spring or early summer. Fawns require specific care and conditions to thrive. For the first few weeks, they rely entirely on their mother's milk and hide in tall grasses or wooded areas for protection. Established farms strive for a safe, sheltered environment with abundant vegetation that is essential to their survival. As fawns grow, they transition to a diet of grasses, herbaceous plants, and fruit trees, and at 2 to 3 months of age, they begin grazing alongside their mothers. Proper nutrition, a low-stress environment, and protection from predators are key to raising healthy, strong deer that can contribute to future breeding cycles on the farm. Deer farms in the United States have expanded significantly over the past few decades, with more than 250,000 deer raised on farms across 500 locations in states such as Texas, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. These farms typically focus on raising species such as white-tailed deer, and red deer for venison production and game farms. On average, a deer farm can handle anywhere from 100 to 2,000 animals, depending on the size and resources of the farm. The farms featured in this farming documentary must provide adequate grazing land, as deer require approximately 2 to 3 acres per animal, along with high fences, often reaching 8 feet in height, to ensure containment. Additionally, deer farming in the United States is regulated by multiple state and federal agencies to meet specific health, safety, and environmental standards. The antler harvesting process you see in the farming documentary is a supplementary harvest for the breeding cycle on deer farms, as male deer naturally shed their antlers after the breeding season, usually in late winter or early spring. These antlers are valuable for their use in a variety of industries, including traditional medicine, pet chews, home decor, and crafts. Depending on size, condition, and quality, antlers can sell for anywhere from $10 to $40 per pound. After antlers are harvested, which are typically collected while the antlers are still in their soft growth phase, it typically takes 12 to 18 months for deer to fully mature and be ready for meat. The timing depends on the breed and the farm's feeding regimen, with most farms aiming for deer to reach an optimal weight of around 200 to 300 pounds before processing. Once deer are ready for meat, the process of loading and transporting them requires careful planning to ensure minimal stress. Typically, as you'll see in farming documentaries, deer are herded into holding pens where they are individually weighed and health checked. Transport trucks equipped with high partitions and non-slip floors are used to safely load the animals. On average, each truck can carry between 10 and 15 deer, depending on their size and animal space regulations. Transport times are kept as short as possible, ideally under 4 to 6 hours, to reduce stress and ensure animals arrive in optimal condition at processing facilities. Once at the processing plant, similar to other farming documentaries, the deer are humanely processed. The process of processing the deer then emphasizes technique rather than speed. They use specialized tools that are 6 inches long for this job. Starting from the hind leg along the back of the leg up to the top of the rump, avoiding any cuts into the meat. It is important to leave the tendons of the legs intact to serve as a support to hang the deer carcass. The worker skins the hind leg to the front leg in similar cuts, ensuring hygiene by frequently changing gloves. The deer is thoroughly cleaned and any unnecessary parts removed after the skinning process. Next, the deer meat is carefully cut along the joints so as not to crumble the meat. They are divided into sections such as the hindquarters, ribs, and shoulders. With each cut, he meticulously trims away excess fat and silver skin, preparing each piece for a variety of cooking methods, from roasting to grinding. Every worker when processing deer meat focuses on the goal of harvesting the maximum amount of meat from the deer carcass to maximize the use of every part of the animal. Deer meat has a higher nutritional and economic value than you ever knew. Find other agricultural documentaries on Trending Farm to learn more about this animal. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive notifications when new videos about all the issues you care about in the agricultural industry around the world are posted on our channel. Trending Farm hopes that each video we produce will fully meet the criteria you expect when looking for an agricultural documentary on the YouTube platform. Don't hesitate to leave a comment if you want us to improve any content on the channel. Goodbye and see you again in many upcoming videos. To process antlers, collectors clean them by removing dirt and debris, often soaking them in a mild solution before sanding the rough edges to create a smooth surface. In some cases, the antlers are polished or cut into smaller pieces for specific uses, such as knife handles, home decor, or even powdered for medicinal supplements. Their durability, uniqueness, and renewable nature make antlers a prized commodity in both practical and artistic applications.
Thank you for watching the video. Are you having any problems with your livestock farming? Please share your comments and questions. We are ready to answer. If you like our videos, please like, share, subscribe, and recommend the channel to your friends so they can watch too. Hello, and see you again.